Hello, this is unplugem. I just wanted to thank everyone who joined us for Sunday night's hangout for the live chat that we had. It was live streaming through YouTube. I thank everyone who watched, everybody that participated that was actually in the room there as we got into warfare, prayer warfare. And for those of you who experienced it or who watched it live and saw what went down, you can consider yourselves blessed to have had an opportunity to see what deliverance is really all about. Deliverance is not a 50-yard dash. It's a marathon. It can be a 50-yard dash sometimes. The Lord will give you such grace and mercy that you will quickly be in and out of there. And then sometimes it's the long haul. But the race is not to the swift, but to those that endure to the end. So again, for all who were instrumental in that, for everyone who participated in that chat, and when I mean participate, I mean by praying. When you see one of your brothers and sisters in Christ who is being oppressed, nobody should have to ask you to pray. And I didn't ask anyone to pray. Everybody jumped in, they saw what was going on, and they began to pray. Well, then this is the other aspect of it. Okay? You know, if it were you, think about this. And I had to think about this long and hard. Okay, they didn't come into the chat room with the intention of being in a chat. They were just trying to reach out for prayer. And they were trying to reach out to me for prayer. And I'm no one, nothing special. And the Lord showed me that, as well as He showed you guys something in that experience. He showed me too, by allowing for many of you to jump in there and be sources of that prayer. And so, but again, it was not their intent. So as I spoke with them today, they didn't remember what had went on. They didn't remember most of what had went on. Okay, they just knew that they were looking for someone to pray. And, they reached out to me and they ended up in a chat. So this means that a part of their life that they like to keep private from people was on display for all to see. Do you get where I'm going? So we are consulting the Lord, and it's her decision. She's consulting the Lord as to whether or not she's ready to tell or to reveal her story or that part of her life for all to see. Now, some 500, 400 something people did see. Okay, so now this tells me, because I don't believe in coincidence, this tells me that there were some of you who needed to see that. Some of you had told me in your emails that you weren't sure about deliverance. Some of you have seen bad examples of deliverance. And some of you have seen the deliverance phenomenon as it's been exploited by a lot of ministers who are on YouTube. Okay, interesting, they come from a place where they hustle game is real strong. A lot of them. Okay, but for years it's been folks, European folks. Now it's a lot of African folks, but there's always been folks who try to take advantage of this very important part of ministry. It's an essential part of every ministry, according to the Messiah, who said that these signs shall follow them that believe. You shall cast out devils and demons in His name, and lay hands on the sick and cause them to recover. These two parts of the three things that He named are the two parts that are most important and least practiced in churches. So for those of you who were able to participate and who were able to see exactly what went down that night, consider yourselves a part of fighting the good fight. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. There's someone that you can pray for all the time. the Messiah said to pray without ceasing. That don't mean to keep praying the same thing over and over and over again. That means that there's always something to pray for. Okay, there's always some binding and loosing that can go on. Always. Okay? So I wanted to give that message because I know I'm sure a couple of people wanted to look back at that, especially those that were involved. Some amazing things happened during that deliverance session. The supernatural side of the adversary showed itself, and a lot of people had a chance to see that for the first time. So I just wanted to say that, and I'm out of here. I got a little footage that I'm going to share with y'all, and then we will return to the irregularly scheduled deprogramming as soon as possible. For those who would like to reach out to me right now, just reach out to me by way of email. Okay, that's all we got going on right now for a couple of days. That's it. And then, you know, the other lines of communication will be open as well. But for now, email only, until further notice. Okay, that's it. If you want to make a connection. So again, I want to thank you all. Thank everyone who participated. I encourage you to pray one for another, to pray for your brothers and sisters, to pray for those people in your neighborhood, to pray for your family members. Somebody needs deliverance, and you can do it. Okay? It's not always going to be a super heavyweight bout like we had Sunday night. That's a very unique situation with some very unique parameters. Some very unique and challenging dynamics are involved. So that's why I also had asked for certain folk who was jumping in there like you're supposed to jump in there to, you know, fall back a little taste until we can know exactly what to pray for. In certain situations, it's better to fall back and let the Holy Spirit be your guide. So again, this is Unplugem, aka Brother Minister Theo. I thank you all. We will have another chat. We're going to do it Saturday this time instead of Sunday. And I've got just a little footage from some of my time around here in Colorado before I move on. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Much love to you. Shalom.
There's probably a good whole bunch of gold right under this. You know.
Chicago Creek dumping into Clear Creek. It's Clear Creek. Chicago Creek. Here to my right. Dumping in. You're probably standing on top of lots of gold. There you see the mountains in the background. Of course, this is the foot of a mountain, or piece of mountain. Be like the water. Flow over the rocks. Be like rocks. Withstand the water. You stay in your lane. Flow like you're supposed to flow. The only thing that is constant that you can count on is change, not death and taxes. Change. You can count on change. So go with it. Go with the flow. Especially when you know that it's the Lord's doing. That He's funneling you from one stream of consciousness, from one stream of life into another. To move you, to take you to a new area, to a new direction. New for you. It's never actually new. That direction was there. It's waiting on you to get your mind right and to overcome your fear, to flow in the direction that the Lord says to go. It keeps everything moving and in divine order with nature, one with the true and living. If something was to stop up this flow, things would back up. Things would fall out of order and out of place. We get stagnant. They say you can drink water as long as it's not stagnant, sitting, as long as it's running. It naturally filters. I know. I didn't get any of this. This is really close to town. The closer to town, the dirtier the water. But when we was up in the mountains the week before last, I emptied out a bottle of so-called purified water that I had bought from the store. I dumped it out, and I went down there to where the water was flowing like this, when we were far from town. I just saw a fish jump out that water. Yeah. And I scooped up some water and I drank it. Trout. Yeah. But the point is, when it's flowing and it's going in the way that the Most High plans for it to go, it's going to go right. Can you go against his plans? Well, you can't surprise him. But we think we have free will. He has an easy way for you to flow. And then there's other ways you can go. You can do as thou wilt. Like Carly told you so. But guess what? You're still going to end up flowing into the stream that you're supposed to flow into at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you ain't going to have it your way. It's going to be his way. His will shall be done. His will shall be done. So you might as well get into it. Get in tune with it. Stop fighting it. Embrace your challenges. Face your fears. And flow. Be like the water. Stand like the rocks. This is where you got that, oh, okay. It's not very deep, is it?
Some of those spots are pretty deep along here.
Oh yeah?
They come down here with kayaks. Put them in right here.
Don't give these devils what they want. They want you to be fearful. They want you to not go to the fair. They want you to not go out in public. They want you to fear each other. They want you to fear other colors. They want you to fear the opposite sex. Yeah, that's right. They want you to fear your own sex. Be uncomfortable with the skin that you're in. They want you to fear nature. They want you to fear the nature in the country. They want you to fear the living in the city. Pump and fear. They want you to fear interaction between the haves and the have-nots. They want you to fear your younger siblings. They want you to fear your elders. Elders, they want you to fear the young bucks coming up. It's a great big divide and conquer trick. Some people fall for it. Oh, they would love if we were all for it. But some folks know better. They see the trick bad. They choose not to zip themselves up in it. Even the wisest of us, they might get fooled for a little taste, for just a minute. Will realize real lies, no matter how much they spin it. Peep game, it's deep game. Deeper than an ocean, and deeper than a notion. It's really going on around you. To be in it and not of it, and not love it, is to stay above it. Recognize it, but don't let it wreck you. Still do what you have to do. Don't suffer the paralysis of analysis. See what it is, know what it is. Still do what you got to do. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. Experience is a good teacher. But ain't no teller like a doer. Do it. Do it till you through with. Put your hand to the plow. Not tomorrow, but now. Get into it. Got to be in it to win it. But you ain't got to be of it or love it. Deal with it. Or to deal with you. Keep God close to your heart. Keep it real and true. start feeling him like he's feeling you. Don't just know the book of the Lord, but know the Lord of the book too. Have an intimate relationship, because that's the only ship that will take you where you really need to go. Have a God afternoon, a God night, and a good morning for sure. Keep God in it, and you'll have a God morning. And that's squat. Now for the air. See those orange porches way up there? You work like a slave to become a master. First you learn how to serve. And just as you've gotten settled into being a servant, the Lord will grant you what He knows you deserve, not what you think you deserve. Let Him bring you up, or you'll be brought down low. Believe it. And if something is making you feel some type of way, and the type of way is prideful, you need to leave it and find something new that'll tell the truth to you. With the prideful, with the arrogant, there's much flattery. They're wise in their own eyes. They let people pump them up, like Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5. But don't let mankind swell your head. Because the same people that act like they loving you while you're living, they'll be putting you down when you're dead. You want the Lord to say, good and faithful servant, at the end of the day. So don't spend all your time getting propped up by man. No how, no way. Some of the things that the Lord asks you to do, man ain't gonna want you to do if you want to be true. That goes for man and woman too. Have mercy. People get jealous, the ladies and the fellas. If they see for God, you're truly zealous. You can't serve two masters, for you will love the one and hate the other. But you got to balance it out. Be in it and out of it, my sister, my brother. Your gifts and your talents will take you in front of royalty still. So don't spend all your time trying to make that meal or strike that deal or trying to keep up with the Joneses and be the king of the hill. Or you'll fall down like Jack and Jill and have a nasty spill. Have mercy. Let Him take you up one step at a time. One step at a time. And don't try to jump ahead by kissing the next man's behind. And be careful who you follow, lest the blind lead the blind.
check it out. Yeah, I'm out of breath.
You take a break?
Oh no, I'm good now. I'm good now. I'm better anyway. As long as them 2 dogs ain't loose. They look like they are. We was worried about mountain lions and bears.
I don't give a shit about them dogs, man. It's the mountain lions and bears.
It's the other end. The mountains. Yeah. He stay cool looking long as he stay up there.
Yeah, really. It's like, you know, good looking guy. And I want you to stay that way.
Right.
Phenomenal ongoing fee. I can help you to stay there.
Right. Let's talk a little mob town talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's something about going up an incline that's psychological. Because it ain't that steep. But when you can see that you're going up, your legs get awful tight. And you can't breathe right.
Down before it starts getting dark.
Oh, definitely.
'Cause that's the dangerous.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't want a house like right here. Because some of the places there's boulders up there. You know, they could roll down and just crush the whole place.
How you doing? Oh, Lord have mercy.
And that bathtub right there probably washed down with the flood, it looks like. You got buried in the... So.
I'm huffing and puffing like a linebacker on a treadmill. Whew. I gotta get it together. Crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads. And I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm gonna miss everybody. Central City. I'm sweating like a fat man at the Golden Corral. Two Brothers Road. You're not likely to see two brothers on this road. And they look surprised enough driving by one. Have mercy. This ain't the Belle Isle Woods.
What's that?
Inside joke. I got my staff. Let my people go. Uh-oh. Gunshots in the background. It's making me homesick.
Homesick.
A little joke. Wow, look at that.
We're sure to get a good view up here.
I hear some kind of sound that don't sound like Woodsy the Owl. As long as it ain't Smokey the Bear, we'll be alright. I got something for Smokey. He gets smoked. Bear meat, anyone?
Well, if I was hungry, you know.
Bear with me.
Yeah, bear with me, man. Good one.
Man, this road don't stop. It's longer than 7 Mile. Jeez Louise. I'll get back when we get to the top. Interesting. Look at the sights. Somebody made a little camp up there where a mine shaft was at. See the mine shaft? No trespassing. Shoot your own sight. Look down there. It's taking a lot longer than I thought. I don't want to run up against no mountain lions and no bears, no Hatfields and no McCoys. Private property, keep out. We done waited till it's just about got dark. So we'll see what happens. This road is like the never-ending story. It's Energizer Bunny Road. Keeps going and going and going. And I see it winding some more up there. Oh no. Oh no. Like this road, they got me twisted. Oh no. Got me sweating like a stuck pig. The mine shaft. Oh, nothing to come creeping up out of there. Already sweating like a hooker in church. Years and years and years of the water rushing down from the mountains. Look at the process of time. See that little bitty trickling of water? Comes down from the mountains, snow-capped mountains. It gets warm one day, and the water rushes down through. And over years and years of water eroding the earth, you get this big, long track. So don't think that just a little something over a long period of time doesn't have a big effect. You can look at that in the positive, or you can look at it in the negative. You let things continue to erode away at you over time. It's like the Chinese water torture. And then if you keep working at something that seems like a rock, an immovable object, an immovable obstacle, you keep working at it, you'll wear it down. You'll cut the pathway that you need to cut to get to where you need to get. Wasn't that slick? It's smooth. Now look at this here. I thought that about a mile back. I don't want to see Sasquatch come running through there. We ain't got no Slim Jims. I got something for him. It ain't no Slim Jim. Whew. It's a fat gap. Have mercy. Look at the sun peeking down through the trees up there. Beautiful. Go down, Moses. And there could still be gold down there somewhere. Huh? Okay. Well, I never. And I never will. The mine shaft. Miners. And I'm not talking about people that's underage. Have mercy. Let's get out of here. If we had did things the Detroit way, we'd have been there. I wanted to cut through somebody's yard and get up on the mountain. And we done went this long way. Let's see. I saw the mountain, wasn't but about a block away. We done walked 4 miles and still ain't on the mountain. Going the right way. Now you gotta bend the rules. It's not man's rules that we're not supposed to bend, it's God's. Excuse you. Oh man. I feel like I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled.
I'm not gonna bamboozle you.
Led astray.
Stop whenever you want to.
When these mountain lions come around this corner, I'm gonna do more than stop. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a burst of energy from nowhere. My coat will be flying behind me like Batman's cape.
It's like Dave told me. He says, if you can run faster than your friend, then you don't have any problem.
Wow. That's enough to make me turn around right now.
I'm pretty sure I can run faster than you.
Yeah. Yeah, that bear be just my luck. He like dark meat. Yeah, something like that. See the mine shaft up here where they pulled this down. Not the real gold, but you know, maybe the ore or something. Looks pretty, but it ain't about nothing. So there's some people I know. Have mercy. Well, I'm ready to go. I've had enough. I can't take it no more. See, you can never think. See that gold material up there? People said there was gold in them dire hills. And that's the fool's gold, the runoff. You never would think you'd see people living out here like this. Beautiful though. Up in the mountains. Exactly, right. Talk about rolling rock.
When I said I wanted to roll and rock, I was talking about something else.
Right. Look at these houses. These are the houses that Stephen King characters live in.
They're always friendly. They're always quick to invite you in.
Right. But not too quick to let you go.
Right.
Man, got an old school for real. All right. Probably got plenty of money. He don't care nothing about that car. Wow. Gotta watch your step. I like to stumble. You fumbled. Yeah, we gotta get to where we're gonna get before it get dark.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight you right there. That's where we left them.
I know the freaks come out at night, but I don't want to know about the bears come out at night too.
The mountain witches.
All right. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Right. Exodus chapter 18.
Believe it. Now for the fun part. Wow.
You gonna be able to carry that thing like that? Oh yeah, look at that. Hawk or something.
That's a big bird. All right.
Do it, man. You're gonna wipe out.
I'm gonna wipe out.
You're gonna crash your computer.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Let me see. I think I can do it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me
Brakes on it. See how good it is?
Okay.
That's gonna mess you up, man. You're
Okay.
gonna have to have your finger. You're gonna have to
Have
your
both
hands on the
hands.
brakes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me try it. Let me see. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. Right, this might work. We're gonna try it anyway. We're gonna try it.
You filming?
Yep.
Oh.
The Hawk. The Incredible Hawk. Uh-oh. I heard that. You got it? You hear that? That's that sound.
It's just not gonna stay in there.
I hear you, man. I'm getting out your territory. Believe it.
I'm leaving right now. Let me find a way to bungee.
Okay.
The bungee cord on this.
Okay. I hear you. He sounds very upset. You sound like intruders. Detroit City.
Detroit City.
All right, let's give it a shot. We better not do that. Now you ain't lying.
It gets to a point where you get to going too fast, and you're gonna have to drop that computer.
Yeah, I'm going too fast right now. I'm doing too much. Okay, enough of this. I hate that I couldn't do it. But you're right. I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast to hold this. Well, it is what it is.
And you got to use both brakes, and then if you're just using one hand and one brake going downhill, it's real hard to.
Yeah. I see that.
Get any of it?
Yeah. You've been working hard.
A lot of it is the warfare and the whole, just the whole thing combined.
This is the monument from George A. Jackson, who is the man that they credit with bringing the Colorado Gold Rush to its apex, getting it started, kicking it off, whatever. He's credited. So he's probably a made man. Interesting, they say that there were suspicious circumstances surrounding his death. Well, the Brotherhood members, when gold and precious metals are involved, accidental deaths will never be solved. It says in 1897, Jackson died under mysterious circumstances. It is believed he accidentally shot and killed himself returning from the Blue Mountains of Utah. Now, this is what was interesting as I was talking here with Brother Michael. What makes stones precious? The Coors family is prominent and dominant in Colorado, but also the mining history, because of people coming out here looking for gold. You had the Colorado Gold Rush and you had the California Gold Rush. People in search of, some means to get rich quick. And it's interesting that to this day, people still go out to the Golden State. People still go out to California in search of some get rich quick scheme, a dream, Hollywood, trying to strike it rich in one way or another. But just in thinking about jewelry, and what we call precious stones, the brother was telling me about a ruby that they found that was about as big around as one of my boots. And I wear size 13. And they said that this ruby was, what, like $250,000?
What's that?
You said the ruby was worth like what? Like $250,000,
I'm not
something
sure.
like that?
They said something like $250,000. It was a lot of money they estimated it to be.
Okay.
But it wasn't around here.
Right. No. But just to show you that someone can put that type of price on a rock, where does that come from? Okay. You got the mining college here. That's a big deal. And things are marked with the M. It's supposed to signify the mining college. It could very well have something to do with the Master Masons or Moloch. But we know that the M is 3 valves, valve, or a 666. And so, my mind just began to think and wander as I thought about the hills, as I thought about the fallen angels coming down on Mount Harmon, harming man, bringing harm to man. Their unity. The fallen angels had a unified goal and intention, and that was our disruption. And subsequently they destroyed through their technologies and through their technology, through their quote unquote science, so called, they destroyed our natural inclination to unify with each other. And one of the main things that is used to keep division is what you call resources, natural resources. Most of us would just say money, but money is nothing but a paper note. Really, it's a piece of witchcraft parchment. It's cloth, but it represents and stands for materials. Materials like rubies, materials like gold, things that you find up in mountains, things that people die trying to find. Denver is called the Mile High City. A mile is 5,000 and something feet up. Well, here we're like 7,000 feet up. The higher up you go, the harder it is for people to breathe. Some people die going up high. And although we are told that when we're tried through the fire we come out as pure gold, we have to also look at how mankind has perverted the beauty of the Lord and has found a number of ways to sell the natural gifts of the Creator, including talent. Think of how the man who left his servants with certain amounts of talents. Think about that story and how talent is a word that we now use differently than it was used back in the biblical times. But it meant currency. Your talent is currency. Currency has to do with energy flow. Okay? Electric currency. But we're talking about so-called paper as being currency. And nothing conducts through it. But gold, we know, is one of the best conductors in a wire. A gold wire is a very expensive wire and a good conductor. So you see the elite wrapping themselves in gold, going all the way back to the ancient Egyptians. Where did this idea that this metal that shines and reflects the sun, that conducts energy, should be seen as precious come from? Where did that idea first come from? It came from the fallen ones who passed it down to the kings of the earth. The kings of the earth adorned themselves with these quote-unquote precious stones and metals, not simply because they looked good, but because these precious stones and metals were essential in conjuring the spirit beings, the fallen angels, their offspring, who gave power to the kings of the earth, Psalms 2:2. So this whole idea of wearing them, and we all have an eye for jewelry. And it's interesting I'll tell the tale of how I got the only jewelry that I have to this day. As I left Detroit and got on this journey and was on my way, how it was given to me by a man who I am coming to grips with realizing was probably an angelic being, an angel. But we look at the example of the elite, and that's where we get the things that we hold precious from, the things that we say are of value. We look at what they value, but they don't tell the truth about why they value what they value, and people die for it. Wars are waged to get these things, and we think it's only because they want to sit up on it and keep it and put it in their throne rooms and in their vaults for idolatrous purposes. But there are more heinous intents behind why they want these metals and these materials than what they will ever tell. Their bottom line is these things help them to get in contact and get in touch with demonic entities, extra dimensional beings, if you will, who come in by way of portals, doorways that get opened up. Like you see the CERN super collider. Science has for a long time, even Oppenheimer, Einstein, Tesla, for a long time they've been lying to you. Okay, but you believe what scholars say. You know, what do I know? I'm just a guy from Detroit. But they've been lying to us all, telling us that, you know, everything that they're learning from scientific principles, and they separate science from religion. It's a lie. They have a religion, and their religion is demonism. They believe in conjuring up spirits, getting these portals to open up so they can get more and more powerful, so they would call them, beings to come out and give them more and more secrets, how to find more and more materials, how to find more and more technologies, more and more ideas in art and music. And it's all based on a lie, a Luciferian lie, that you shall be as gods, that you shall be worshipped. In demonology, it's important to have certain precious, quote-unquote, stones on your body in order to conjure and bring out certain beings. This is part of why today you have people who emulate the rich. Yes, you're emulating the rich. And so they adorn themselves with whatever stone or cut of jewelry is being advertised as being trendy for the moment. Or, you know, this is the new hot style for the moment. You know, we all desired to wear big cables around our necks because we saw the rappers do it, and the rappers saw the dope men do it. Well, who did the dope men see do it? Who planted that in their head? Some people say, well, we look back at the kings and queens of Africa. Where did they get that idea? Who told them that something that should have just been to them a shiny, pretty rock should be worn on the body, should be put close to the super collider, to the energy conductor that is the body? So we have to begin to question the things we've been told, especially the things that we've been told since the days of old, and we've just accepted as true. All based on demonic principles, Solomon's key, and other things that the elite wish that we would have never knew, that we've never have known, if not for the fact that some of the people who get put on end up realizing that they was just thrown a bone. They was put into a trick bag and can't get out on their own. So people see that it ain't all it's cracked up to be, and they leave clues, and some of them reach out, deathbed confessions and things of that nature, and things that they said get leaked to you and me. But some people don't want to see, so they never will see, because just like the elite is what they really want to be. So watch out. Have your fire for a higher. But don't get put out. And don't get drawn like a moth to the flame. Watch out for things that's hot. One of the first things that a child learns, what not to touch. Don't touch that because it's hot. Stay on fire for the right things. Cool down. Turn down the wrong. What are the right things? What are the wrong things? It's not relative. It's based on what feeds your soul versus what feeds your flesh. What pleases the soul versus what pleases the flesh. You can't serve two masters. You will love the one and hate the other. One will win and the other will lose. So what will you choose? Watch out. Watch out. Pay attention to what stokes your fire, what lights your fire, what opens your doors. You know how Morrison ended up. So just pay attention to the origins so you don't end up like Morrison. Have mercy. Look at different things. Look at the things that open up your doors. Redefine what you call success, what you call reaching the highest heights, what you call being on fire, what you call being hot. You got the new hot car. That's the new hot song. It's dark and hell is hot. Ask DMX. So be tried by the fire and come out as pure gold, yes. But come out. Come out of her. Lest you be burned or torn asunder. Stay on the right track. Because if you wander, there won't be no need to wonder. How did you get took up under? The enemy will show itself to you. So in the end, you know exactly who it was that was able to do you. He'll mark his territory. He'll make himself known. So just be watchful and pray without ceasing from now on. Unplug them. I'm gone.